social transformation, wanting to see our people get better, wanting to see social advancement for this country. We're not political revolutionary institution in the quest of wanting power. For now, I can say for now, we don't want power, but we don't know what the future holds. But insofar we are in the youth and student community, it is our responsibility as responsible citizens to struggle and agitate for our rights. There's only young man in this country. Not those wanting to have power in this country. They don't know what they want to be president for. They said nothing. They said nothing. 24.8 million national road funds squander, nothing they have to say. Or the brutalized peaceful university students agitating for social transformation. They said nothing. They said nothing. They got no debate to offer the Liberian people. So we as an institution, as independent as we were when we were funded, we will remain independent in terms of struggling for our country.
Long live, long live, long live, Banga Party, long live.
Long live!
Long live! Long live, long live, Mustafa Mustafa Ataturk, long live.
The issue of struggling for your people.
Long live, long live, Party, long live.
It's not a bread and butter thing. When we have to sacrifice our university studies, when we have to sacrifice our efforts, our time, when we have to sacrifice our youthful exuberance to join into social fantasy, we say no. We will use our energy, our time, and our courage to fight for the right causes in this country. To fight for the right causes in this society. So, Comrade Chairman, the leading campaign of our Face the Country campaign, the leading Bovado soldier across the Liberian landscape, wanting to see our people move forward along the line of social transformation. Most sophisticated student activists and intellectuals across the African landscape. Oh, Kadri, you know who is Mustafa Ataturk. You know a courageous young man, a Buffalo extraordinary, a daring patriot, a fire-breathing nationalist, a man who wanting to see this country that is in decadence, filth, and the leg paralysis get alleviated to a social paradigm of glory, prosperity, harmony, joy for our people. A man sacrificing even situation that pose neck to his throat and gun to his head. This man is not willing to compromise. This is a man who is convinced that the most honorable thing to do for your country is to struggle for the dignity of your people. Nothing more honorable than struggling for your country and your people. There is nothing more honorable in history. In history, all of those who have made impact are people who have served the greater interests of the people of that country, the greater interests of the people of that society. Oh yes, whether it was Madiba Mandela, whether it was a Lincoln, it was a Roosevelt, it was a George Slobo, it was a Nkrumah, even here in country, whether it has been the Fambule, the Tipote, the Tuan with a Messi, the 70 has gone. I think it's 5 decades now. 5 decades now. The Student Unification Party has now run out of idea. Amen. The Vanguard Student Unification Party still remains the biggest repository of consciousness building in this country. The Vanguard Student Unification Party still remains the long-standing voice, moral voice in this country. Moral voice for progressive democracy. Moral voice to see education improved. Moral voice to see social development. We now be in place on social development. A whole generation of young people going to job. And the we administration does nothing. You want us to believe that you've done well for the last 5 years. Look at the economy that you're running. The economy has soon generated despair and disdain for our people. Excruciating suffering. Nothing less than that. The hardship that has been generated by this regime is unprecedented in the political existence and historical existence of this country. Yes, we can say to you. Yes, we can say to you. The hardship Look at your economy. And then somebody said the economy of the abroad, the GDP of the abroad has grown by 285%. 285%. How is that possible? How is that possible? How is that possible? And that is the reason why we challenged Mr. Twe the last time at the theater of Adair, the political power of the University of Liberia. Come, let's discuss the economic variables of this country. If you say you've had 285 GDP growth, if you do your calculation between 2017 to now, when you just have even 100% growth, it means that the GDP of 2017 was zero. Was zero. How is that possible? How is that possible? You met the GDP as rate of 3.26 billion, and the GDP currently sits at 2.7 billion. Is that progress or retrogression? Or you think we mad people? Or you think we go to school, we don't pay attention to our notes, we don't read books? Or you think we don't follow? That you just can't throw anything at the Liberian people because they say they are gullible people and they will buy it? How is that possible? How is that possible that an economy that will have a growth of 285% in terms of GDP cannot account for a single employment, cannot account for a single foreign direct investment? I challenge Samuel Twe. For the last 5 years, there has not been a single foreign direct investment in this country. How is that possible? You're running an economy on a prescription of IMF. Then you say you're running prosperous and glorious economy. How is that possible? Your proper mantra that you promise the people. In 3 years' time, you have alleviated 2 million persons out of poverty. How many jobs you've created in this country? There's a bigger charade of leadership that I've seen ever in my life. Ever in my life. There's a bigger charade. This regime is a collection of human garbage, nothing more, nothing less. A basket of deplorables, social misfits, men and women with no vision. Hey, in my life and in history, those who have transformed society, or the way and forms in which society have been transformed, comics, is that leaders take the cruel vision of the people, transform it into a progressive agenda, thus reading the counters of history. These people study the counters of history, the pros and the cons, so they unleash social transformation that leads to glory and prosperity. Whether it has been in the great United States that you know about, whether it's in China, the Asian tigers in Singapore, in that of Vietnam, there has been the paradigm. There has been the paradigm. But we say to Twe, the moment is coming. Persisting will run behind with his around economy. The conception or the idea of Mr. Twe on the economy of this society is a haram economy. Haram, H-A-R-A-M. Haram is a voodoo. In my chairman voice, abracadabra, abra. Samuel Twe is a lagba, the god of voodoo. At this time, we usher in the chairman of the Student Education Party, Carrier Chairman M. Mustafa Kane, Lord Mentor Leader and Teacher, man who is gloriously leading the charge of the Liberian people.
Long live the fighting spirit, Chairman Kane, long live.
Student Education Party. Petition on appreciation to the U.S. government on the sanction of corrupt officials of the Liberian government. Manna, today we convey our sentiments of esteemed greetings to the government and people of the United States of America through the Revolutionary Vanguard Student Party for sanctioning people who involved in the corruption and graft and steal our people money for making them not have hard out in the United States of America. We, the people of Liberia, under the banner of the Vanguard Student Party, wants to firstly extol the wonderful step taken by the government and people of the United States of America by designating corrupt officials in our government for wanton corruption, soliciting bribes, human rights violations and abuses, and undermining democracy in Liberia. We believe that such a bold step taken by the United States government is laudable, commendable, and is a feat that demonstrates the government of the United States willing to fight against corruption in this country and its unflinching support to the Liberian people in terms of fighting corruption, building credibility, as well as building a vibrant public administration in the country. We believe that this step further proves that the government of the United States is now willing to work with corrupt officials and will not harbor criminals and thieves who steal from the state treasury of Liberia and make America their safe haven or around the world. Notwithstanding, we herein present this further counts to the U.S. government to assure and ensure that the public officials in the country are brought to justice and criminals who steal our country money will not have a safe haven in America. One, that the government of the United States take action or further actions against Mayor Jefferson T. Koji, Final Minister Samuel Twe, Manager of the Liberia National Maritime Authority, Eugene Nangwe, Presidential Aide Sekou Kalasco, Chief of Protocol Finabono, as well as other individuals who are engaged in the issue of graft and corruption against the Liberian people. We want the U.S. government to constantly get involved into the issue of people who steal from the Liberian people and also mark those who are involved in corruption scandal, and gross human rights violation. Two, that the U.S. government take immediate action to withhold all fundings to the Ministry of Justice until President George Manawiya can dismiss and prosecute all those indicted in the recent sanction report.
Mandat! 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 Yo! Let me beat this man. Yo! Let me beat this man. Yo!
Three, that the U.S. government hold President George Weah accountable for the July 26 violence that took place in front of the premises of the U.S. Embassy that led to the brutalization, the violent attack, as well as the injection of students, militants of the Vanguard Unification Party. That President Weah takes full responsibility of that action, and we believe that the U.S. Embassy is in the interest of the Liberian people. This is why we have come here to prove to the U.S. Embassy that we will never go violent and will not go against anything that stands for human rights and stands for the dignity of our people. We believe beyond all reasonable doubt that the violent Mayor Jefferson T. Koji and Final Minister Samuel Twe, we are baffled why their names are not on the sanction list, because they are the one who led a beating and humiliation of several protesters or several militants of the Vanguard Unification Party. Four, that the Vanguard Unification Party wants the U.S. government to withhold all fundings to the Moral State Corporation until President Weah can dismiss and prosecute Jefferson Koji for his many acts of gangsterism and thuggery against militants of the Vanguard Unification Party and against people of Liberia. 5, that the U.S. government ensure that President Weah government protect and guarantee our right to protest on August 24, as we will come out to demand and petition the government for social justice, for the government to address the issue of corruption, for the government to address the issue of bad governance, human rights abuses, and for the government to institute a war and economic crime code. So we are employing or petitioning the United States government to tell the government of Liberia to give us the space to give us the opportunity to not bring thugs in the street or to not bring human beings in the name of the government to come and attack the vanguard African party. So, this is a plea to the U.S. government to take their camera and to take their informations as well as all of the revolutionary cameras to see that the vanguard African party is protected on August 24th. So, on August 24th, we are here to tell the U.S. Embassy again that we'll be protesting, and we'll be protesting right here in front of the U.S. Embassy. And we are begging the U.S. Embassy to inform the government of Liberia to provide security for the vanguard African party. So, finally, we the people of Liberia, under the banner of the vanguard African party, calls on the government people of the United States of America to pay very keen attention to the wave of persistent action attack, secret killing, violence, and rape, as well as the attack on student leaders, especially members of the vanguard African party, by the weird government to the mayor of Maura, Chavasinti Koji. They put the attack on peaceful students and innocent Liberians before the U.S. Embassy was not just a civil crisis, it was an international attack on the government of the United States of America and on the people citizens of the people of Liberia. This is very unfortunate, and SUP as an institution believe that a wave of brutal assault on credible forces by new supporters of the government is worrisome, especially at this time when we are heading to 2023 elections. So, we have come today to tell the government of America that we are not safe, our lives are under attack. We hope the government is following, the U.S. government is following, and as well as taking note. As we close with our petition, we, the Liberian people under the banner of the vanguard African party, want to re-empathize and re-concrete our position that our daring resolve and commitment to fight corruption, injustice, and fight for accountability and governance will never ever be quarantined or be questioned by any government official. On a note, all militants of the vanguard African party will continue speaking against all the ills and vices in government, and SUP will remain supreme. SUP was, SUP is, SUP will always be. Done on this 19th day of August 18, 2022, by and through the mandate of the Majestic Salute of the Vanguard African Party, and the Senate Committee and put it before the all-powerful Vanguard African Party. San Jizu Kamara, Secretary General of SUP, approved Musa Wakane, Chairman of SUP. Aluta, the score continue.
Oh, SUP never die, never die, never die. Oh, SUP never die, SUP will never die. Vanguard Party. Oh, SUP never, oh never, 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 never. Manda,
So the American embassy is now receiving the American embassy has received the Students' Unification Party chairperson and the secretary, and they have also received the petition statement, the statement that was just read by the Students' Unification Party. They have also presented it to the Americans, and are now taking them in to the embassy. We're going to stay here till the chairperson and the secretary comes back, and when they come back, we're going to talk to them regarding what was said in in the American embassy. So basically, they came here to appreciate the American government regarding the recent sanction that was, brought up against 3 government officials who are currently suspended. The 3 officials are they all were suspended by the American government, and SUP came here to appreciate the American government and to also inform the Americans that they're going to be coming out on August 24th. They will be coming out with their Face the Country protest. Remember, they came here on July 26th. So it's a counter protest that today the nation is talking about. Still going through medical treatment. So according to them, they are here visiting the Americans that they will be out. So the Liberian government should provide security for them on August 24th. So both the chairperson and the secretary, from where we are seeing them with a representation from the American embassy. And after that, they will be coming out successfully. Their statement has been successfully. It has been presented to the representatives still has a folder, but the conversation is nearing the end, and we hope to talk to them.
Enthusiastic and effortful. vicious militants of massacre.
Today, the Student Unification Party has again repeated history. This time around, the Vanguard Party has reassembled to the U.S. Embassy to inform the people of the United